What's up, guys? It's Nick from Nick's Dividends. We're going to begin with a February recap, but before we get into the content, please like and subscribe. I didn't get these screenshots until March 1st. Anyway, we ended up down about $500 for the month. Obviously not what we want to see, but it will give us some great buying opportunities for some of the positions we own. We made it above $45 per month in the month of February, which is an increase of over $4 per month from the $41 per month figure in January. We received dividends from 4 companies totaling up to about $30.54, which puts us up to $45.27 in dividends for the year. We added about $1,329 to the account. And looking at the portfolio, we added 4 shares of Duke Energy, 5 shares of SCHD, 2 shares of Realty Income, 1 share of Home Depot, and 1 share of Procter & Gamble. This is not including the fractional shares of AbbVie, Realty Income, Apple, and Procter & Gamble from the dividends they paid us. Moving on to Monday, we had a nice green day. After last week, I'm happy to see any green, even if we're only up 0.2%. AbbVie ended up a little over 1% on the news that a Crohn's disease drug received a positive report from the European Committee for Medicinal Products for Human Use. Duke Energy dropped about 1.25% with no real news. On Tuesday, Duke Energy continued its slide from yesterday, along with its competitors NextEra Energy and Dominion Energy. Realty Income slid about 1.25% despite getting a ratings bump from Raymond James. Procter & Gamble also fell about 1.14% with no real news, but outperformed its competitor Johnson & Johnson despite its losses. On Wednesday, 3M had an amazing day and gained 2.3% when the Pentagon declared the majority of claimants in the combat arms earplug litigation do not have hearing loss under medically accepted standards. AbbVie also had a decent day when Guggenheim gave them a buy rating. Duke Energy fell another 2.5% on a report that fuel costs have tripled and they are looking to raise prices in North Carolina. Home Depot fell another 2% when Lowe's missed its quarterly earnings. Apple and Microsoft both fell over 1% with no real news. Thursday started out extremely rough. I picked up Johnson & Johnson today as they are near 52-week lows due to the talcum baby powder lawsuits, which is why it is now showing on the right side of the page. Utilities as a whole was up about 2%, so Duke was just following the pack. Microsoft shot up on news that their purchase of Activision may be approved by the European Union, and Procter & Gamble also had a great day, but I'm not seeing any news on it. JP Morgan fell about 1.1% with no major news, although it was tracking to have a much worse day for most of the morning. The market went through the roof on Friday after Atlanta Federal Reserve President Raphael Bostic said he thinks that the central bank can keep its interest rate hikes to 25 basis points rather than the half-point increase favored by other officials. Our portfolio went up about 1.5%, everything in the green, led by Apple, which was up about 3.8%. JP Morgan and Home Depot were both up about 1.85%. Microsoft and Duke Energy were up about 1.75%. 3M was up about 1.25%. And AbbVie, SCHD, and Johnson & Johnson were all up about 1%. This week, I was able to throw $300 in on Thursday, which was the perfect time to get me some amazing prices on both SCHD and Johnson & Johnson. I picked up 2 more shares of the dividend ETF SCHD at $74.09 apiece. I was planning on waiting until next week to invest the remaining money until I saw the king of all dividend kings, Johnson & Johnson, hitting its 52-week low at about $151.50. So I threw in a limit order and grabbed 1 share of Johnson & Johnson at $151.50. It would take me all day to name the brands of Johnson & Johnson owns, but a few of the major ones are Tylenol, Band-Aid, Listerine, Sudafed, and Splenda. I feel they are a great complement to Procter & Gamble and intend to get it up to about the same position size quickly. The dashboard is looking better than from earlier this week. Thursday and Friday really saved this week. This account is now valued at about $17,980, and we're still down about $225. Dividend yield is coming back to the level of yield on cost. Remember, we don't want the yield on cost lower than the dividend yield, as that generally means the position values has gone down since buying. We are up to above $46 per month in dividends after the purchases of SCHD and Johnson & Johnson. Taking a quick look at the positions page, as you can see, not much has changed other than the addition of Johnson & Johnson. Apple and JP Morgan are really carrying the portfolio at the moment. I still want to get more into tech, but with Johnson & Johnson at these prices, I really am likely to split the bonus between it and SCHD. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Hope to have you join me again next week.